What's good, guys? Welcome to another case study on the trade I took this morning. Still in the trade, still running, but I thought let's break it down. And let's break it down from high time to lower time frame. Let's base it on DXY. It's based on DXY. It's mainly based on DXY actually, and it's based on the pre-market analysis I made this morning, which was mainly based on EU. But yeah, let's just break it down. So high time frame, we know where we are. We had we know that today will be a slow day because of bank holidays. We know that we are overall looking for lower pricing on the XY, which is higher pricing on EU, but we also said that we would follow the most recent structures, and as long as the most recent structures are respected, we're trading in the same direction. Now, if we break it down on EU, it's pretty easy. We have this range, and I initially said I wanted to look for this could be like my when I made the pre-market analysis, I said like this could be your internal range liquidity, but this is not on the way down, and this is on the way down. So therefore we can already remove this area. We can remove this. We have Asia highs up here, and we have a second liquidity point. And as I always say, Asia high doesn't work in separation, it works in how do you say it? In confluence, I don't know. It works together with something else. You need more liquidity than just Asia. Because what is just Asia? It's just a random high or low. Therefore, strong liquidity point we needed, and that was this one. And let's just break this down first. So first of all, I said, well, let's wait for Frankfurt open because we can see if we go lower. There was already some bearish breaks here, but nothing there. And we were inside this area I wanted to short from, but I always wait for Frankfurt Open. I've seen it ate me so much that I just wait for that. And if there's a trade before that, well, that's a miss for me, but I don't care. So then DXY is still looking bad at 719. That was over here. And that looks something like this. So we had this area over here where price was reacting from. And I thought like, okay, well, we have a liquidity area on EU over here, and we had the liquidity area on DXY over here. So as you can see, my DXY analysis is way cleaner than my EU analysis, but that's right. Then 50-minute wise, it's not visible on DXY or not visible in the 50-minute, neither on EU, but what we can see is that we got that slowdown before taking that liquidity. Then the first candle that breaks through closes below. Then we got a strong closure above. But if we go to the 5-minute, we can see that that's followed by a indecisive candle, and then we got that push down, strong push down. Now that was initially not the reason why, because we want to wait for a what's it called? Confirmation entry. So then why did I enter there? Well, if we look at the XY and we go lower, what can we see here? We took that liquidity, and this was just reason enough for me. Immediately after we took the liquidity, we got that slowdown and we got that strong push to the upside. And I saw these areas over here. I kind of class this as a bullish break on DXY. And where's it? This one. This one, there you go. And this one as well. I don't know why I just saw it like that. And we got that push up, and I saw this cluster of trades. One, well, actually, there we go. It's an entire 50-minute candle. Well, it depends on where the 50-minute starts and ends, of course, but I just saw this and I saw this as a break on the 1 minute after we took that liquidity. We are inside a bullish range. We got the low, we got the high that broke above this high. Therefore, we were inside a discount on this leg. And as you know, I either use supply and demand or I use high time frame liquidity. Well, here we got the high time frame liquidity on internal to this range. And then if we go lower to the 1 minute, what can we see? We can actually see a 1 minute break. We can see we have our Asia. This just keeps moving. We got the Asia high bearish break to the downside over here, inducing sellers, but it was not like really over here. Then over here we got another set before Frankfurt open, of course. Another set of early sellers. Price comes above, and we got a strong impulse to the downside. And the reason that I entered there, well, you can see that my entry is quite snipe, is because I was hesitating again. But essentially, price came up here, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna enter here. I enter price. Hold up, let me show you. Like this entire push up was like in 20 seconds. Then the other 40 seconds in a minute, we just stayed moving up and down here. And I was like, okay, let's enter. I entered the trade. Now for DXY, that was this push up. And then we came down. I was like, oh, fuck me. What am I gonna do? Because there was no break of structure. But actually, there was a break of structure. And this is one of those scenarios where you can take the guess based on where we are on the high time frame and based on high time frame analysis, based on high time frame bias. And I said, okay, there's not a break of structure on the 5 minute, but clear impulse lining up with DXY. Be conservative, not a proper break, but DXY took low and is showing higher pricing. Then we got London open. Be aware of DXY targeting. So go BA when DXY is at its target. Well, where are my targets on DXY? If we get to the 1 minute, we can see that when price pushes up, we got internal for this leg. So if we come above here, you got a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low. And this was the area that sweep this internal high. So therefore, I was like, okay, if we react above this one, it will be from here. So that was my T1, target one. Then target two, we came above, and we can see after that price returned to discount, but this was actually a nice bullish break, and this was followed by a bullish continuation on DXY. Now, this is where I had the next comment, which is EU inducing buyers. That was over here. No, 810. Yeah, it was over here. And then patience versus greed. And then price popped back down here. And this is where I closed it, 80%. Price came back up, and I was like, oh, I'm happy that I did that. And then patience, bro, because we took one liquidity point. So our next liquidity point would be here, and at least this low. Therefore, M following structure, you should have just hold it, and I should have just hold it the trade at least to 1 to 4. But I closed 2.5% over here. Then I closed another 0.8%, 0.85% over here. And total RR is a 1 to 14 down there. That's another 1.4%. So if we close everything, I got, let me get my calculator, 2.56 plus 0.85 plus 1.44 is 4.85%. And that's 4.8%, sorry. That's great. That's clean. Could have been way better if I just closed at my initial TP, which was at this one, which is, I think, a 4.3 something. Yeah. So 4.3, that would be 4.3 times 0.8. That's 3.4 plus 0.8 plus 1.4. Would have been almost 1% more. But, you know, trader played it conservative way. I know that even with 1 to 3s, my strategy works. But 1 to 4s and 1 to 5s play out very often as well. So, but yeah, that's a trade. I hope it makes sense. We discussed the candles. Now we didn't discuss the 1 hour candle, but we can see how it lines up with our trade. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Come above, huge wick, almost like doji candle, but it essentially is doji candle followed by a strong bearish candle coming below here. If I just look at this, I should have been more patient. Look at that. And this was just 1 hour if I just waited. But anyway, doesn't matter. And then this was quite tricky as we came below Asia lows and below this low, we closed quite high above. And I was like, okay, price will now turn around. But this followed by further bearish price action. And yeah, that's basically it with the comments here. Yep. All right. Peace. Peace out. Catch you guys later.